Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for All-Star Weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Castrol GTX Cup Series. And this is the preliminary race to get for the Winston All-Star race. It's the Winston Open, and the event, how I explain this event, it's going to be the last chance to make your way into the Winston All-Star race. For those who didn't do it at Richmond, the last points race on the tour. So the objective here in this race, the top two finishers in today's race will transfer into the All-Star race. The top two finishers, the winner and second place runner. And if you're third on back, nice try, but wait for the Coca-Cola 600, the next race on the tour. So 20 laps distance. It'll be 20 lap races for both the Open and for the All-Star race, both as well. We had 17 the last time. This 2009 Charlotte we're using in suggestion from a couple of names that I will not mention. But thank you for the suggestion. We actually ran some test races there. Not bad. I will say a little bit better than the 13 version where it was. Well, you'll see, and you decide on how the races actually are. So, with that said, here's the starting line for today's running of the Winston Open. It is Mason Jefferson on the pole for today's event at 188 miles an hour for the Open. And number 27, McDonald's Ford. He'll be alongside Ryan Rollins, the 66 Phillips 66 Trop Arctic Ford. He'll be alongside an all Ford front row. In fact, Ford's take the top 4 spots, as a matter of fact. The number 11 Budweiser Ford of Henry Cavanaugh has row number 2. It's row number 2. And Liam Campbell, the Valvoline Ford, car number 6. Row number 3 has car 33, Michael Walton, who's been so close to victory in the 33 Skull Bandit Oldsmobile. And he'll be alongside the number 5 Tide Chevrolet of Ty Dent in the 92 Chevrolet. Row 3 has Chris Washer, car 98, the Franklin Frozen Foods Chevrolet, and alongside the 94 Sunoco Ultra Oldsmobile of Brendan Burke, who got oh so close to winning the Daytona 500, only to get nipped at the line. Joshua Collard has the inside row number 5 in the number 43 STP Pontiac, actually row number 4, excuse me. And he'll be alongside number 14 Copenhagen Oldsmobile for AJ Foyt Racing, Andreas Allen in the number 14 car. Cameron Gadoo has the inside row number 5, the Maxwell House Ford car 22, and alongside the number 55 Jasper Engines Pontiac of NSCRA veteran Nathan Hudson, and he would like to get his berth into the All-Star race himself. Hayden Jefferson has the inside row number 6, and alongside Mason Powers, number 18 Interstate Batteries Oldsmobile or Chevrolet, fail. And Hayden Jefferson driving the number 15 Motorcraft Ford. Trey Campbell, number 30 Maxwell House Country Time Pontiac's been a good season for him so far. Would like to get into the All-Stars at number 30 Maxwell House Country Time Pontiac number 30. I already said that once before. And alongside Ryan Acosta, number 4 Kodak Film Chevrolet, got oh so close to winning at Bristol, but got passed late in the going. Number 8, Snickers Buick of Kate Culp has the inside of the next row down. Now she'd like to get her first All-Star berth. And alongside of her, number 24, DuPont Chevrolet, the Jeff Gordon cars of Charles Sanford. He's a former All-Star winner himself in Season 9. He would like to get a win here in this season in All-Stars. And a new paint scheme for number 28, Texaco Haviland Ford. Shotgun in the field, Keith Batson has shotgun in the field at number 28, Texaco Haviland Ford. New paint scheme, this is the 1987 to 89 Davey Allison paint scheme. He'll be driving number 28 car for the following weekend at the 600. And Keith, the man who won the All-Stars in Season 3, I believe, he'd like to get himself a berth into that race too. Here comes the command to fire him up for the Winston Open.
Drivers, start your engine.
Man, getting the party engines as we get set for racing here today at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We have 19 cars in the big show, the Winston All-Star Race. So, so it'll be a 21 car field, I believe, when we get the top 2 finishers in. So Mason Jefferson and Ryan Rollins have the top 2 spots, or front row starting position, I should say, excuse me, as base car ducks its way out of turn number 4, and will make the hard left turn as the green flag will about to be about to wave for the running of the Winston Open. 20 laps to distance here today. In that race and for the All-Star event, the green flag race were underway in the Winston Open. Up to the gears. Hey, it's Mason Jefferson who has the number 1 spot at the moment here. Here comes Henry Cavanaugh, number 11, trying to make its way up to the top spot himself. Michael Walton on the inside, as well as Ty Dent in the 5. As they come out to number 4, Hayden is Mason Jefferson, the number 27, leading the field here. But here comes the 33 of Michael Walton. And he's got the lead now. A few veterans that like to make their way in the show there. Michael Walton, Chris Washer, Joshua Collard, Keith Batson. A lot of the veterans like to make their way into the field there. Nathan Hudson as well. Guys who really deserve to be in the All-Stars themselves. And inside, here comes Chris Washer, 98, the Banquet Frozen Foods Chevrolet. He'll take the lead here now. Joshua Collard goes inside. Remember, Collard is a former winner in this series as well himself, and he also is a champion in the old Castrol Edge Nationwide Series, driving for Jennifer Jo Cobb. But now he's driving the number 43 King Richard Petty Pontiac and looking pretty good right now, leading the field. But here comes 22 Cameron Gadoo on the inside of Collard. Lap speeds almost, if not at, actually lap speeds actually right at 190 miles an hour. Remember, they qualified for this All-Star event, All-Star Open in 188. So in the draft here, these cars do work very, very well. These Cut 90 mods. Now, I'm not sure if I want to stick with this mod or go back to the original Cut mod for season 14. I'm not really sure, but I've been kind of contemplating on that. Kate Colt now is lead. She's got the Chevrolet, the 28 of Keith Batson. So Kate takes her Buick to the front now, but here comes Batson in this Ford. On the inside, Roush Yates horsepower working well for Batson. As he's got Charles Sanford right behind car 2042, started in the back of the pack, and now they're worked their way to the front now. But it can change from one lap to another. Now Sanford dives inside. Here comes Ryan Acosta, number 4. 6-0's that Morgan McClure Chevrolet to the inside now. Sanford driving for Hendrick Motorsports. And then you got Joe Gibbs Racing right behind at number 18 with Mason Powers. A guy who's starting to make his name felt in the Intertrust Race Series, has joined quite a few series himself, as well as including the tops of the top, the NSCRA. Mason looking pretty good right now in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. Has had some pretty good runs up, but it seems like bad luck kind of strikes him sometimes. Ryan Rollins on the inside, he'll take the lead away. Here comes Liam Campbell in 6, and Nathan Hudson, we were just talking about him a few minutes ago, as he's now battling for the number 2 position now, the final transfer spot. And Rollins gets a little bit looser, but he pulls ahead of Hudson at the moment. Almost halfway home, just a fast-paced Winston Open. And I suspect it'll be the same way when the Winston All-Star Race happens. As here comes Andreas Allen, number 14, Copenhagen Oldsmobile. In fact, ultimately that's the top 2 spots because here comes Brendan Berg in the 94 Sunoco Ultra car. He takes that car to the inside. Now here comes Ty Dent's going to shove Brendan Berg up to the field and brings Joshua Collard in 43 with him. Henry Cavanaugh in the 11s in there. Mason Jefferson in 27. All makes the cars right up in the top few spots there. Actually, 3 of them makes there, 4 of them makes, excuse me, Ford, Chevy, Pontiac, and Oldsmobile. Kate Culp's the lone Buick in this All-Star field, or this All-Star Open field, excuse me, because 2 of the Buicks, so Johnny Gardner and Stephanie Gardner, are in the All-Star race by virtue, well, with Johnny's case being the Season 8 champion, and in Stephanie's case, winning last season at Michigan. But now here comes Henry Cavanaugh. He's talking about him here. He's on the inside now. Mason Jefferson for the number 1 spot. As we now have 9 laps to go in the Winston Open. 15, Hayden Jefferson. The pole sitter for, he actually started in the top 10, excuse me. Mason was the pole sitter, actually, not Hayden. And here comes Michael Walton shoving Chris Washer on the inside. I think it's looking right now as if you got to be on the high side of the track to maybe to get the momentum to win the race there. Possibly if you're in a side-by-side battle for the win. Usually the low side's the way to go in some of the tracks, but it seems like right here the high side is the one that works well, because here comes Kate Culp in the 8. She's got the inside lane. She's got the lead now. Remember we said Kate's the lone Buick in this All-Star Open field. Trying to work it to her advantage now, but here comes Cameron Gadood, 22. He's got the lead, but here comes Mason Powers on the inside. Car number 18 being shoved by the 30 of Trey Campbell. Trey liked to make his appearance in the All-Star race in his comeback season, as well as the 4 of Ryan Acosta. Charles Sanford now dives inside. Car 24, he's got the inside lane now. Because here comes Sanford to the inside. He will not lead the lap. Trey Campbell does, but here comes Charles to the inside with 5 laps remaining. Now Keith Batson. He'd like to get a win here in this All-Star Open. But not if the 6 of Liam Campbell's got anything to say about that. And this one now, here comes Ryan Acosta on the inside. Acosta almost made it 3 wide, but thought better of it now, because here comes Liam on the inside of Charles Sanford in 24. And it's Liam Campbell to the point now, and here comes Ryan Acosta. He's going with Liam, but now here comes Ryan to the inside for the lead. Andres Allen's getting into it. Ryan Rollins getting into it, as well as Brendan Berg in 94. And 03 wide back there with Joshua Collard, Hayden Jefferson, and Chris Washer. That, I tell you, they would have wrecked. That could have been nasty right there. As now Ryan Rollins dives inside of the 14 of Andres Allen for the lead, and he's going to get it coming out turn number 4. Brendan Berg dives inside. It'll be 2 laps to go this time by. Ty Dent's into it. Henry Cavanaugh on the 11 gets into it now. Who's it gonna be in the Winston All-Star Open? Ty Dent, car number 5. Has the inside lane, one of the cars for Hendrick Motorsports. Here comes Henry Cavanaugh on the 11. Dives inside for the lead. White flag waves, 1 lap remaining in the Winston Open. Henry Cavanaugh, car 11 to the inside. He'll take the lead. Here comes 55, Nathan Hudson. He dives inside. Here he comes on the inside of Henry Cavanaugh. He's going to bring Michael Walton with him in the 33. Here they come up the fourth corner. Nathan Hudson, car 55. Walton to the inside. He will not do it. Nathan Hudson wins the Winston Open. And I believe Michael Walton's going to get second, and he will transfer as well. So veterans Michael Walton and Nathan Hudson will transfer into the Winston All-Star race. What a finish. Nathan Hudson will win the Winston Open, the number 55 Jasper Engines Pontiac. In a fast-paced race, I should say, too. Average speed of the race, average speed 187,745. Some fast racing here, 190 plus miles an hour around Charlotte. You can't beat it, too. But for the rest of the finishers, Henry Cavanaugh, car number 11, looked like he might have had a shot at it, instead ends up finishing in third, so he'll have to wait till the 600. Kate Culp will come home fourth. Joshua Collard fifth. Ty Dent will come home sixth. Seventh was Mason Jefferson. Brendan Burke eighth. Trey Campbell ninth. Ryan Rollins 10th. Then Chris Washer, Andreas Allen, Ryan Acosta, Hayden Jefferson, Liam Campbell, Cameron Gaddu, Charles Sanford, Keith Batson, and Mason Powers, the top finishers in today's event. So, Nathan Hudson and Michael Walton will be your transfers into the Winston All-Star race. And we will be back for the running of the Winston here right after this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the greatest spectacle. Actually, one of the greatest spectacles in stock car racing, Charlotte Motor Speedway. And it's the big show of the All-Star Weekend, the Winston All-Star Race. And a field of 21 cars will get themselves ready to go for today's event. And this truly is an all-star field made up of race winners since last season's Coke Close 600, as well as season champions since for first season. So here is the starting lineup for today's running for the season 13 Winston All-Star Race. On the pole, the number 9, Coors Mellingford. She is the only two-time champion in this series and has won a couple of events since the 600. The number 9, Coors Mellingford of Jessica Shelton in a 1990 Ford Thunderbird. She'll be alongside on the front row. The president of the NSCRA winner comes in is in this race by virtue of winning at Homestead last season, the season finale. Number 52, Napa Ford Thunderbird 93 model of Seth Cole. Row 2. The 1993 Mom and Pop's GM Goodwrench Chevy Lumina number 31. He comes in by virtue of being the season 1 champion of this series. Is number 31 Dylan Poteet, the man who runs the Mountain Dew Racing Series and Mopar Nationwide Series. Zed Weinstein, car 70, has the outside. He's the number 70 Rumpel Furniture Pontiac 1989 model. He comes in by virtue of being the season 9 champ and the champion of this season's Daytona 500. Next row down, he comes in this race by virtue, but he's in this race by virtue of being the season 12 champion at Kansas last season for Sega Motorsports, the number 1 Skull Classic Ford 1993 Thunderbird of Trent Dunham. The next row down, number 2 Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac 91 model. Won last season at Richmond. That's how he got in. Is Dylan Young. And Batson. The number 3 GM Goodwrench 1990 model Chevy Lumina has the inside of row number 3, or has the inside of the next row. She's in by virtue of being the winner of last season's race at New Hampshire. That's how she got in. And Jasmine Acosta, the season 7 champion of the series, the number 7 Xerox Antifreeze 1990 Ford Thunderbird. Johnny Gardner, the special paint scheme for the race best is Buick, number 12. He's in 8 Champion Series. That's how he's in the All-Star race. And Mike Becker, winner last season at Dover. That's how he got in. Number 19 Bullseye Barbecue Sauce Ford. It's a 1990 Thunderbird. Dalton Day, the number 20 Crown Petroleum Oldsmobile. He got him by winning last season at Michigan and is a season 6 champion. Eric Powers, the winner at Rockingham season. That's how he's in the 21 Citgo Ford 1991 Thunderbird. William Duncan, the winner last season at Atlanta. The number 25 Kodiak Chevrolet. Number 25 is a 93 Chevy. And alongside the Michigan winner last season, the second Michigan winner last season, Stephanie Gardner, the 26 Quaker State Buick. It's a 1991 Buick. Then it's Jordan Newman, winner last season's Pepsi 400. That's how he's in the race. The 29 Hardee's Pontiac. And that's how he's in the All-Star race himself. And starting alongside of him will be the number 33 Skull Bandage Oldsmobile. He's in this race by virtue of being the second place finisher in the Winston Open. It is Michael Walton in a 91 Oldsmobile. Then it's Kyle Matthews, number 42 Meliella Pontiac, 1992 Pontiac. He got him by winning last season at Sonoma. And the Winston Open winner Nathan Hudson is alongside in the Jasper Engines Pontiac number 55. And shotgun in the field, Charles Jackson, the man they call Mayonnaise. He's on the inside, the 71 Lifeboy Chevrolet. He got him by winning this season at Atlanta.
Drivers, start your engines.
And we got to command the fired engines already, and so with that said, alongside Charles Jackson, the winner this season at Vegas, it is the 17 Western Auto Chevrolet, 1991 model Chevy of Preston Plord. He rounds out the field for the season 13 Winston All-Star race. No points are awarded in this event here. It only all basically, and when it comes to intertest racing, it's basically all pride at stake. As we all say, down and dirty for 20 laps, racing the way it ought to be. And we have Ford on the front row for today's event with Jessica Shelton and Seth Cole, two of the very best in Inter 2003 racing. I will say I have a feeling this is going to be one of the best races we're going to see in a Winston All-Star race. A lot of veterans in the field, and I should say almost all veterans in the field. Names like Shelton, Cole, Poteet, Dunham, Young. I mean, you name them, they're about all in it. So that's how we're going to look at for today's event here. Jessica Shelton, the number 9. Coors Melling Ford on the pole for this event. As the green flag waves, we're about to get underway. And boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys and girls. That was the first lap of the race. Dylan Poteet, first lap led of this race here. And he's got his buddy Trent Dunham trailing him by behind him. Ian Batson right down on the inside of Dunham, or actually as the shoving Dunham, I should say, in the one car. Johnny Gardner, the new look number 12 red car this season, instead of running his customary blue car. He's running a red car in today's event, the 12 Ray Bess's Buick. Down 1 year from the regular model Buick he's driving. He drives a 91 car model usually, but this red Buick is a 90 model. And right now he's making a go of it right now with the help of Dalton Day. Dalton Day is the only 4-time winner of the Castrol GTX Winston All-Star race. Dalton's won this race 4 times. Dylan Poteet's won behind him at 3. And Dalton would like to go for a record 5th All-Star win. As I don't think anybody's ever won 5 in International 3 racing. But here comes, oh, look at William Duncan, 3 wide. Don't do it, Walton. Walton almost made it 4 wide. And William Duncan takes the lead with the help of Michael Walton in 33. They're still 3 wide in turn number 1 with Jordan Newman, Johnny Gardner, and Trent Dunham, and now Dalton Day squeeze up in the outside of this 3-wide mix. And here comes Kyle Matthews in 42. And look who's come to dinner at 17, Preston Plord. His car's been strong in those 1.5-mile tracks this season. He won at Las Vegas this season. That's how he got into the All-Star race. We should mention one that was going to be an All-Star race that couldn't make the cut. I should say couldn't be in the race because of car problems. Was the 90 of Joshua Osborne. He had problems with his car. Unfortunately, could not make it to the grid in time. So therefore, no problems! Nathan Hudson's crashed. Poteet Shelton was in it. Jasmine Acosta, Michael Walton. Jordan Newman was in it. Weinstein, Eric Powers. In the 21, on Trent Dunham, number 1. He's in the crash. Oh my goodness. And let's take a look at the replay as to what happened to 55 of Nathan Hudson. I mean, he squeezed his way down low. Johnny Gardner was in the middle. Jordan Newman was up high on 29. And Hudson thought he was clear of Gardner, and he goes right into Nathan Hudson and puts him in the wall. And Johnny, I think, somehow bounced off Stephanie a little bit in the 26 there. But, oh, Michael Walton, he's in the crash. And Batson just missing on Jessica Shelton. Nowhere to go in that 9. She's in the crash. Poteet's in it, so he might still make a go over for his 4th, but I'm not sure. Jasmine Acosta, Jordan Newman, Michael Walton, and Eric Powers got nailed somehow. And I like to see where Trent Dunham got nailed too in that 1. Let's look also at the 21 of Eric Powers. Let's look at what happened that got him in this whole thing. There's where Hudson and Duncan started the whole thing. Now Johnny Gardner is going to bounce off. Oh, and Hudson hit Eric Powers. That's what happened to him. Slides across the line. Watch Trent Dunham. Oh, hard into Eric Powers' car. And kudos to those who slowed down and missed the crash themselves. You know, Dalton Day, I think he's going to squeeze through. Yep, Dalton's going to squeeze through. And Batson's going to squeeze through. Dylan Young just barely squeezed through. And Zed Weinstein in the 70, he's in the crash. Or he spins out at least. That crash just took out about 7 or 8 good cars out of the race. Unfortunately for them, and Jordan Newman's the only one that's out of the race, retired. Out of the race, I should say. So we'll reset the race for you here. Kyle Matthews, car 42, leads the race. Preston Plord's in second position. Third, right now, is Charles Jackson. Fourth is Eric Powers. Fifth, William Duncan. 6th is Johnny Gardner. 7th, Stephanie Gardner. Seth Cole, 8th. 9th, Mike Becker. 10th is Dalton Day. Then Zed Weinstein, A.M. Batson, Dylan Young, Nathan Hudson, and Jasmine Acosta, the top 20 in today's event. Or top 15, excuse me. And Trent Dunham and Jessica Shelton all damaged up. Looks like their chances for the race were screwed over because of the crash. As the green flag waves are back underway here at Charlotte. Kyle Matthews jumps out in front, car number 42. Here comes Preston Plord with the help of mayonnaise. Charles Jackson. Jackson won 2 of the mile-and-a-half winners were up there with Preston Plord winner at Vegas. Charles Jackson won it at Texas this season, not Atlanta. Poteet was won Atlanta this season. William Duncan's up there in number 25. He's in 4th position in spite of being involved in the crash himself. A little bit of damage himself, and Eric Powers is holding up a lot of the cars on the outside, including Johnny and Stephanie Gardner both. And Stephanie decides to dive inside between, and she squeezed between Zed Weinstein and Jasmine Acosta. That is about for the 8th position right there as Johnny goes by. Mike Becker dives inside. And Dylan Poteet, remember we said he may not be out of the chance for a 4th win in the All-Star race? Well, there he is in 31. He's got Ann Batson shutting him in the 15. Or in the 3, excuse me. Fail. I've had more fails than ESPN so far in this race. The Childress cars hooking together. Poteet, 31. Batson in the 3. 14th position right there. Or 13th position, excuse me. Back to the leaders. Here comes 20. Dalton Day going for that 5th All-Star win. And they are cranking him up speed-wise, 196 miles an hour around this racetrack. That's faster than what they ran in the Open. Dalton Day's got the help from the 2 of Dylan Young. He liked to get an All-Star win himself. Zed Weinstein, he liked to add that to his mantle as well. Stephanie Gardner's into it. Seth Cole's into it in 52. And a lap car up ahead. That is the car of Nathan Hudson. Oh, Nathan, you better get out of the way. Here comes Weinstein. He and Cole break out of that. And he and Cole break away. Stephanie Gardner, Charles Jackson. Oh, Nathan Hudson just held up a lot of the people. And now Jessica Shelton's next on being lapped. In the meantime, Seth Cole, car number 52 out in front. As we have now got, coming up on 3 laps to go. Seth Cole and Zed Weinstein going at it. Here comes Weinstein. Inside, Ford versus Pontiac. Well, I was about to say quick tag before the crash happened, though. Joshua Osborne was going to be in the All-Star race, but unfortunately did not make it to the grid in time. He blew an engine in practice. Unfortunately couldn't repair it, make it back to the grid in time. So therefore, Osborne was forced to sit out this event. But now look at those cars getting into it now. Kyle Matthews, Stephanie Gardner, and Charles Jackson, a lot of them. Here comes Seth Cole to the inside. Seth Cole, car 52. Here comes Kyle Matthews. Stephanie Gardner, she gets in, and so is Johnny Gardner in 12. The Gardners hook it up. Stephanie does make it 3-1 on the inside. Here they come out the fourth one. The white flag waves 1 to go. Who's it going to be? Nelson Shelton's up ahead. Jessica Shelton, she holds up Seth Cole. Kyle Matthews, car 42. 42. Stephanie Gardner in 26. Can she catch Matthews? In the third turn, they go here. I don't think Gardner's going to do it. Out of turn number 4, Kyle Matthews wins the season 13 Winston All-Star race. What a race here. Kyle Matthews, car 42, takes the win in the Winston All-Star race at Charlotte. Stephanie Gardner second, Johnny Gardner third, William Duncan fourth, and Ann Batson comes home fifth, and poor Zed Watson and Seth Collier is going to be down between those two for the win. Unfortunately, the cars caught up. Shelton held them up, and that spelled their demise. But nonetheless, Kyle Matthews, car 42, wins the race. We gave you the top 5 already. Zed Weinstein 6, Charles Jackson 7, Seth Cole 8th, Dylan Young 9th, Dalton Day 10th, Jasmine Acosta, Mike Becker, Preston Plord, Michael Walton, Dylan Pote, Eric Powers, Trent Dunham, Jessica Shelton, Nathan Hudson, and Jordan Newman, the finishers in today's event. Average speed 134.847. And Jordan Newman was the only car out of the race here today, as the man Kyle Matthews will take the Winston All-Star race, as he has won it here today. The number 42 Meliella Pontiac does it today. And that is just the tip of the iceberg, because coming up next will be the Coca-Cola 600, the next points-paying race for the Castrol GTX Cup Series. That's the main event at Charlotte, as well as also the Meliella Truck Series coming up on the same track. That will be before the Cup race. So with that said, we will see you for the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. Congratulations again to Kyle Matthews. He wins here today. So long, everyone.